Beep.
Here I am, getting some work done. Dun. No, I can't. I must resist. No, I refuse. I won't. Fine. I will. Rant engine engaged. Before I continue, I believe it is important that I remind everybody that this could all come down to a bug, so just keep that in mind. But overall, since this has not yet been fixed and it's been a couple of days, it's probably permanent. Hello, dear viewers. People, and by that I mean you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Have treated your buyback inventory as a secondary inventory where they can prioritize what stuff they actually want in their hangar, which every single player that I know of that has ever touched their hangar or the pledge store is guilty of. And I am also guilty of this. If you are truly this fucking stupid that you do not understand the concept of a buyback, I am surprised you lasted this long, and honestly, if it hasn't been already, your ability to vote should be revoked. Most of the players that have melted their items have been entirely able to comprehend the fact that once you return or sell the item in question back and receive store credit for it, it is no longer yours. You are just an angry man because you had only 14 years to commit to something that may or may not turn out to be very special. You have the same mentality of a high school pretty girl that sleep their way through college, become single mums, and then wonder at 40 why they never settled down and where all the good men went. Commit, goddammit. And now, at the very potential cusp of this game's release, which they have, by the way, been stating on several occasions over several emails over several months and even years if you count in the last trailer, that they intend to launch in 2026. And what year is it? Oh well, shit, would you look at that. CIG have not been this clear with their communications in regards to Squadron 42 since 2015 to 2016, when it was the last time they said they were launching.
I really want you to call me back.
But I always wanted Squadron 42, and thusly, even though I bought the game in 2014, I have never melted the package because I one day wanted the game. Because you keep the things you want.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Just because an item was in your buyback does not entitle you to that item. I can't pre-order a game at GameStop, get the store credit, get something else, and then get mad when the previous game I pre-ordered goes up in price after I got another one. People are complaining that they didn't get a warning, but you did. For several months now, they have been warning you. Years before this, they already removed Squadron 42 from the store itself, and there was a big hubbub at the time that you could only get Squadron 42 by buying the Praetorian pack or the Dominus pack, whatever it was, basically making it the most expensive copy of Squadron 42 there is. You've had over a decade to in one way totally rip them off a potential $60 to $80 game for a mere $20. Some things that CIG have done over the years have been intensely anti-consumer, like flight blades, predatory marketing, or lack of communication, but this time they have been very clear, and you are just mad because you simply chose to wait too long when you knew precisely what was coming. In fact, the way that we have been able to melt our ships, items, and skins for store credit to change for the cool new thing for so long has been very pro-consumer, because they have for a very long time allowed us to change our minds. But how long, you say? Only for 14 years. Oh, the humanity! Of course, they overindulge in FOMO, but just because you can't commit doesn't make it untrue. They've also been incredibly clear that they've always planned on making a sequel or even sequels. Right now, CIG will need this money to pay back their investors, which have been more than fair to CIG and have been very patient. CIG will of course also require this new influx of sales and funds from Squadron 42 in order to fund the future development of Squadron's sequels, and probably a lot will also go towards Star Citizen. For the first time in a very long time, we are actually seeing CIG make the right choice for Squadron 42, and ultimately for Star Citizen, because this time they're actually offering us a real, tangible product that is coming out in 2 years, that will be able to download, install, and play. Yes, of course. I know that we can do the same with Star Citizen, but in this case, I mean something that's not an entirely, almost sometimes, unplayable mess. I do still love Star Citizen though. I fully support their choice because this time it's not some FOMO ship, armor, or skin, but an actual game. So you have a choice from now on. Either spend all your actual money on all the crap that you want on the pledge store, or prioritize and understand that you don't need all this damn shite anyway. Show some fiscal restraint and don't give them any money until you find something that you really want, and don't immediately melt for the new cool thing. Do please stay mad. You missed out on a complete steal at $20. To think I'll be getting 40 plus hours of replayable content for that price with Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Gary Oldman is insane, Reno. If you are still mad about this, please make sure to remember this. You didn't commit. You couldn't make a choice. You fucked up. Rip Bozo. Bye. As always, thank you all very much for watching. Join the Discord, join the org for fun times if you feel so inclined. Support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and all that other cringe shit. If you further wish to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member or by giving some dosh on Ko-Fi. Ta-ta! As always, a stupendous thank you to all my wonderful Baru merchantmen, without whom all this content would probably be very improbable indeed. A marvelous and special thanks to my apex fishies of Raptor Jesus, Half-Breed, and Magic. A suspicious thank you to my wonderful Sue-Strummings of Combat Creations, The Duck, Big Kronk, and Davidri. My wonderful exquisite people of the fantastic class of Ifinora and Ignore Me. And a wonderful thank you to my enthusiasts of the Deathbringer 666, Long Yawn, Bloodix, and Monk. Thank you all very much for the money.